Welcome back to the channel. So today got something quite a bit different than what I'm used to doing. We're going to play with my buggy, the Criterion, which has been on the channel before, but I've decided to take this build in a completely different direction. So thanks to a buddy of mine, I've got the itch to build a drag RC car. So since this has a Traxxas Helion system in it, an original two-pole system, and it really isn't all that great for off-road, and usually the only thing I do with it is top speed runs and type stuff, I've decided to make it into my drag build. So I've already purchased one item, which is actually already on it. I'm going to take it over to the bench, show you what I've done so far, sort of where I'm thinking of going with this, and we're going to take it out and make some hits with it in a drag type environment and see how it performs currently. I already have some other parts coming for it, which will help transform it even more into that section that I'm going to. So hope you like what you're going to see, and let's go check it out on the bench. All right, guys. So my Criterion buggy, Helion, that I picked up off Marketplace several years ago, pretty cheap. I have, for the most part, not done anything to it. It came pretty much the way it is, except for one change that I've made, and that is I swapped the chassis. So this is the initial chassis that it came with, the stock Criterion chassis. It is now on a longer chassis, which is a Helion Voltun, something like that chassis. As you can see, this gives it about 2 inches longer. Thanks for Brian March from BBY Autographics. He actually found the chassis, and I'll be honest, it was an easy swap. A few bolts on the top and bottom, the shock tower shocks, I didn't have to disconnect anything, transferred everything over, so it's a little longer. It has a Traxxas Helion system in it, two-pole original, which is what I installed in it. It came actually with a red cap brushed crawler motor, and I had this laying around from my Evader and put this in here. If you don't know about RC drag racing, and I know very little, they do have classes for the VXL, so that's sort of what I'm targeting this for. So currently right now it has the new chassis. These are some tires that I've had actually that came from my Evader, that I've ran on it, some street tires, as well as these tires that came with the buggy when I bought it. Looking at this, as you can see, since I've had it for the 4 or 5 years or so that I've had it, I've done no maintenance on this thing. There's slop in the rear end, that type of stuff. I have tested it a couple times. It actually goes pretty straight. So the shocks, I'm sure, need rebuilt. I have no clue what fluid's in them. I can tell that the rear ones in particular have leaked, probably have no fluid. The shocks or the springs are rusted. I'm sure there's tons of things that this thing needs. I'm going with the approach of, I've got this chassis to make it longer. I've got some other things coming to set it up better for drag racing. That should be here later this week. I have the body picked out, but I have not ordered it yet. But I know what body I want to put on this. So I'm going to start with the wheels and tires have been ordered and should be here any day. That'd be the next video you see on this, where I'll mount the wheels and tires and take it out for some test hits with actual drag tires for it, and see how it performs. So I know it needs a lot of maintenance, and that's perfectly fine. I will get to that maintenance. Right now it goes straight. Until I get to the point that it's not going straight, I'm really not going to worry about that slop right now. That might not be the right way to look at it, but that is how I'm going to look at it currently. When I figure out how fast it is, geared it is the best I can gear it, and when I start looking for every little extra bit, that's when I will start going into that stuff. So this is it. I'm gonna run it without a body because this body is too short for it and just doesn't really make sense. I'm gonna be running it on 2S. I do sometimes play with this on 3S, and but for this I'm gonna do it on 2S, and we're gonna go out to right down the street and see how it performs currently. I have no data, so I won't have times or anything like that. It's really just going to be more of a watching it, how straight it is, and that type of stuff. So let's go out and play. So there you have it, guys. What do you think? I'm gonna be honest, I'm very excited for this. I do come from a background of drag racing and real cars. I've done my fair share. I probably have 500-600 passes in a car and drag racing environment. Um, so I understand drag racing, at least in the real cars. I know it's different in RC cars, but some information can translate. So I'm looking forward to it. I have right down the street, an easy location to go to and practice. Maybe not the best conditions, but at least somewhere easily to go practice and experiment with. You'll be seeing some more videos because I have some more parts coming. I have some parts that'll be here in a couple days. I'm looking forward to those parts being here and getting them on. So look forward to seeing a future video on that and the future upgrades. And let me know what you think. And if by chance anybody has any experience with the Helion platform in RC drag racing, I'd love to hear from you information. I definitely do not know what I'm doing. Am getting advice from a buddy of mine, Brian Marks with BBY Autographics. He has a couple RC drag cars and he has let me play with those and he's given me a lot of information, but I know I'm not a pro at this. I technically don't know what I'm doing. I'm having fun. Hope you like what you see today, guys. If you do, please like, share, and subscribe. Until the next time.